Greetings. Long time no speak. This is your sister, Queen Esther Tarot, aka the Hidden Gems. I hope you guys are doing mighty fine, doing well. Feels like I've been away for a minute. So, yeah. So I hope everybody's been doing good in the meantime. I'm gonna go ahead and just generally tap in. I do feel like some of you guys may want to go in heavy on the journaling at this time. And mind you, we're under a full moon. Um, we're in Pisces season. I'm just getting like a heavy reflective energy and, along amongst other energies going on. I'm sure that plays a role. But journaling seems to be something that I feel um, whether it's journaling your thoughts, whether it's your feelings, whether it's your dreams, whether it's your goals, your intentions, whatever it is that you wish to release, whatever you feel led to journal, it could be all of those things and more. I'm just getting a strong energy around that, okay? Take your time, rest. Rest, ground your energy. Resting could just laying off of your feet, doesn't necessarily have to be sleeping, but if you feel the need to sleep, if your body's telling you, hey, like we have to get our rest in, then definitely take heed to that. Okay. All right. Holy Spirit, pray for divine wisdom, divine counsel, and truth for the collective of those women who are meant to receive this message. Okay. I've just seen a vision of a woman walking down a hallway and opening a door, and it's like it led to another like long pathway or hallway, and she taps a little girl on her shoulder. I feel like that's inner child. You're uncovering something, or could be it's inner child. Doesn't have to be like the heavy stuff, doesn't have to be the wounding. It could just be getting in touch with that little you. Okay. You have Kairos time that wanted to come out. Whoa. Card to speaking, soul ties. Come out. What is this? Vibrational alignment. Childhood trauma with the orphan spirit and the Judas. Let's get real for a second. We're going to have to get real with this, okay? Kairos time just means a divine opportune window or time, okay? Soul ties. Vibrational alignment with my baby from the Avatar, Aang. The orphan spirit with childhood trauma, and the Judas. There's so much to unpack and uncover with this message, so I'm going to take my time. I get a feeling that that vision that I just saw was the opportune time, that window of opportunity, that door of opportunity that is in front of you that you're about to step into. And I feel like you're going to meet some of your fears. You are going to, like I said, it doesn't have to be trauma, but in this case, I do feel like it is certain things, certain wounds. If you're not familiar with the orphan spirit, you can look into that and what that means. Might be something that you carry that causes you to, feel separated from people. You don't quite feel like you fit in, or you don't feel like you're good enough sometimes, or you feel like, you got to be your own boss. And in a sense, that's a little bit irrational at times and maybe a little bit stubborn and unwavering, okay? You could be a little crash sometimes with your energy. Like, people might take you to be as an insensitive being, like you just don't understand. But I feel like because you've had to be your own comfort and your own soldier for so long, or maybe you were the only child, or for some of you were the eldest child, or you felt like you never really had anyone that understood you. You could definitely be a middle child as well, or just kind of in the middle of amongst a lot of other children, where you didn't feel like you had that total focus at times, or where you didn't have that refuge to really feel vulnerable and safe, that you could unpack. So you dealt with it a lot on your own. So it's kind of like people could be like, dang, why don't you're just so insensitive, like it why are you so harsh about things? And it's like, well, I've gone through harsh things and I've dealt with it type of thing. And there's a lot of things to unpack. For some of you, it could be different, but that little girl being tapped on the shoulder is someone's inner child. You have to meet and face this part of your inner child before you step into the new. And Spirit says it's part of the reason why, you're tethered to a part of yourself. But I also picked up from this that you have connections to people that you need to sever. And because of that orphan spirit, it makes it very hard for you to do that. You have people around you that may not have your best intentions, people that you love that don't really love you back. Or I know that sounds harsh. I mean, I have to just say what I'm getting. Like people that really said that they loved you or showed you that they would be there for you, but then in the next breath, these people did something to betray you or to show you that they were not to be trusted, or that they really didn't have your best intentions the whole time. Maybe they actually sought out to destroy you, or they were sent as a demonic decoy, like under an assignment to come against you, to block you, to hinder you, to distract you, to discourage you, to mock you, to blame you, all kinds of things, right? With the vibrational alignment, you have to conquer these different areas of your life. Just as, Aang, if you guys watched The Last Airbender, he had to master all four elements, all four kingdoms. And towards the last kingdom that he had to combat was the fire kingdom, which he had the most opposition with, by the way. A lot of antagonists in that family and that bloodline connected to the fire kingdom, and he had to fight the fire lord. And he fought not with fire necessarily, not necessarily with negative lower vibrational energy that was given to him, but he transmuted the energy. And it was a very key line in that last episode, and I wish I could remember it, but very powerful. If y'all have Netflix, go and watch The Last Airbender, and it's the last episode of that season, the last season that you want to watch, okay? But let's see, because there's about to be an opportunity here. You guys have been getting the message about who needs to be eliminated. It's like when you play the hangman, right? You got to eliminate certain parts. You guys ever play the hangman in school or whatever? Y'all know. Let me clarify this. Yeah, some of you guys might feel led to cut your hair, and it could represent the clear consciousness, judgment. Yeah, judgment call, Kairos time. Your spiritual team is calling you to something, calling you to wake up. It's a limited time. This is the final judgment, the trumpet in the book of Revelations, right? So that final call is clarifying the Kairos time, which again, Kairos is the opportune time, opportune window. Soul ties, Page of Wands. These are ties connected to your youth, to your adolescence, things that you've experienced, people that have made a marker on your life, maybe in a way that was a bit painful. So with the vibrational alignment, it's getting into your strength. And again, that strength comes from a silent strength, not a boastful, loud, aggressive type of arrogant type of energy. It doesn't come from that place. It doesn't come from that false sense of security or that false sense of independence and pushing people away either. It comes from a deeper strength than that. It comes from a place of compassion, honor, integrity, discipline. It comes from a pure character, if that makes sense. And if again, like I'm hearing, to reference The Last Airbender, like the Avatar, where it was a very important key. And I did a video on this, and I can't believe I don't remember, but on my other channel, at least, my main channel, I did a video on that episode, I believe, and it was, he said something very key. okay? Or his guide, when he was in that avatar state and he recalled, he snapped into his avatar self, his higher self. He had that download on how to combat the force of that lower vibrational energy and how to transmute it, okay? And he didn't transmute the energy with negative energy or lower vibrational energy, anger. It wasn't coming from that place. He was destroying that negative energy. I wish I could find it. It's really going to bother me. But if you feel led to look it up, you probably even find it on YouTube, actually. The Empress. Okay. So some of you guys, your trauma comes from your maternal side, okay? Or maybe literally your mother, okay? I know this might be heavy for some of you, but it starts with them, okay? It could be far back from the great-great-grandmas all the way up to then, okay? Some type of, this looks like, I know it's a log cut into a heart, but it looked like a piece of paper on top of that log. So it makes me think of a contract. You have the King of Pentacles of Judas. Ooh, some of you guys may feel like your fathers betrayed you, or your father. If you're biracial, or you have a non-ethnic or non-black mother and a African descent father, there could be some discrepancy with that whole thing, okay? You feel like your father abandoned you, okay? There's something that you feel you were born into. If I make somebody cry, I'm so sorry, because I feel like crying, and I feel like that is you realizing something and you're releasing it, okay? So that's you healing, but I do feel like I want to cry. Forgive both of your parents. Forgive them. And for some of you guys, this is your first love. And I hate to say this, for some of you, it's somebody that violated you at a young age. You have to make peace with that person. Not for them, but for you. For your soul's peace. So that your soul is not in pieces and fragments. You find that center, and you're not, you know, at it alone. You're not doing this by yourself. You have divine assistance. You always do. You have God. You have divine source, whatever you want to call divine creator. You have your spiritual team. Your femininity was attacked at a young age, and I had this conversation with one of my sister friends. We were just talking about this. Your femininity might have been attacked very young, okay? Seeds were planted very young. Seeds in the mind, your mindset, your beliefs. And you've been doing, in spite of what you might think, yeah, these were seeds planted. Deception. Things about men were coming from the male collective or the toxic masculine collective of things. Maybe this could even be media, because this gives me like the GOV. You know, if you live in the US or the Western, you'll even, not even just that, any parts of the world where women have been oppressed, I'm getting like this, like, you know, media spokespersons or things that the GOV approves of to put out in the media for people to see and to consume and program people with. Something about that. But for some of you, you also, you resent your own father because your father could have left. Your father may not show up in the way that you need them even now. They could be present in your life. Maybe they were present via money. You know, they held down a job. They kept a roof over your head. They kept clothes on your back, food on the table. But that love was not there. And for some of you, your mother did the best that she could. Okay? And for some of you, maybe your mother was a little bit vain. If this isn't the upright energy of the Empress, she was vain. She was self-centered. She was, you know, all about her. All about men. Forgive them. Took out some of that energy on you. Yeah, you're carrying that. You carry that energy. But not only that, your divine team, your divine protectors got your back. Yeah, you may have been born of these people. Your mother was the womb that the divine assigned to birth you through, but you're your own person. And your worth and your value is not determined by these things that you experience, these seeds that were planted. Okay? You're finding that. And I feel like sometimes in a self-love reading, when I see the Queen of Pentacles, I think of that pentacle as her seeing her worth, because it's, you know, coins are typically shiny and you can see your reflection, right? Or you could, you know, if you would imagine this being a large size pentacle, I would imagine it'd be kind of like a mirror where you could see your reflection. You could see your worth through that. And your worth is not determined by something material, if that makes sense. So let's get a message. I love these cards. This is one of my favorite advice cards. So I'm going to pull from this Billion Virtue deck just to close it out. And this isn't for you to bash or hate men. You have to transmute that energy and forgive. You know, it really goes beyond what we can see. This is really, it's deeper than what we can perceive, you know. And there's a lot of programming and a lot of energy to cause discord and separation. But look, you have moved boldly into your future, your golden future. And the scripture that is on the card, it says Proverbs 3:5 and 6, or 3:6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and seek his will in all that you do, and he will show you which path to take. So trust in the divine that's guiding you through this, because there is an opportune energy. And I feel like Spirit saying, like, you know, this isn't something to be overwhelmed by, like I have to do all of this, but it's the revelation. It's the, I see it, and you break through that. You break through that glass ceiling, okay? Take your time. And you've been called. You got the earth angels, light workers, and shadow workers, and then close for spiritual maintenance. You've been called, but take your time with yourself, and there will be a time where Spirit is going to be like, okay, that door is open. Are you ready to walk through it? You got to be ready to be bold and to walk through it. Are you ready to take those divine steps, that divine instruction? Do you trust? Do you believe? I hope that was helpful. I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. Much love. Be blessed. Be safe. Take care. Peace.